creating tomorrow's jobs today. Kean University. Sometimes you learn by helping others learn. Kean University. Why do we like it here? Let's just say the reasons are diverse. Kean University. Offering everything you could want from college, including a life. Kean University.
And welcome back, everybody, to the second of our 6 games here at Hardwood Arena for the 2013-2014 season Metro Classic on the campus of Kean University in Union, New Jersey. The second game today facing off is the Newark Eastside Red Raiders, number 1 in New Jersey basketball, 17-1 on the season, versus the Hudson Catholic Hawks, number 11 in New Jersey, 18-2 on the season. Their only 2 losses of the season are on neutral courts. I'm Dennis Bruzy alongside Kevin Henry once again. Kevin, what do you think about this game?
Well, it's going to be really fun and interesting to watch. Both teams having really great seasons. Only Newark Eastside 1 loss in this season, and Hudson Catholic 2. So these teams both are coming in ready to play. Hudson Catholic has a lot of young players on this varsity team. So it's going to be interesting to see if North Eastside can take advantage of that, because they have more experienced players as they have more juniors and seniors. Hudson Catholic coming in, only 2 losses. you know, they're going to try to move up in their conference. You know, they're on top of both teams on top of their conference right now. You know, they want to stay there. They're going to have to win. And unfortunately, somebody has to lose this game. So I think this game is going to come down to the fourth quarter.
Both teams finishing first in their conference. Hudson, the Hawks, finishing first over the loser of the first game today, Marist High School, in the Hudson County Coviello Basketball Conference. These teams played already once this season, December 29th in the Jingle Bell Tournament, Newark Eastside with their only loss to the Hudson Catholic Hawks, 64-57. Haven't lost since then, as the fast break the other way. Off the mark on the layup, the rebound off the mark as well, and the board is grabbed by Jamar Gilbert.
Jamar Gilbert, you know, coming into this game, he's third leading scorer on the team right now, having a good season, helps out his team when needed.
That shot off the mark, out of bounds. It'll go to Hudson Catholic. The Hawks with their last loss coming on December 29th. They're 1 of 2 against this team, the Newark Eastside Red Raiders. Newark, their only loss was on February 6th at Seton Hall Prep, 59-57. And Kevin, earlier in the season, they beat them 58-39.
I mean, I would think that they would want another chance at Seton Hall Prep. You know, Seton Hall Prep, like I said, they are right behind Union Catholic in their division. And as they said, it's 17-3. And, you know, they're having a pretty good, decent season. But this Hudson Catholic team, like I said, you know, they're really balanced with how many players they have, freshmen, juniors, sophomores. So I'm going to say that they're going to be pretty good for a couple years to come.
Anyway, shot off the mark. The putback goes in. And our first basket of the game belongs to Adam Trayor. Adam Trayor, the junior forward, 6'5", for the Hudson County Catholic Hawks.
Adam Trayor, you know, look at his stats. And actually, that last game, when they played against Marist, you know, he was the game changer in that game. He scored 8 points in that Marist game to give his team the lead and actually pushed them over Marist 56-47 on February 12th. So, you know, he is becoming a big contributor down the stretch, going into a late stretch of the season.
Akbar Hoffman with the first 3 points for Newark. And coming right back is J.R. Lynch with a 3, and Hudson regains their 2-point lead, 5-3, just about 3 minutes into the first quarter here. We play 4 8-minute quarters in high school basketball. Over the top pass and putting it up and in is Abdul Lewis. Abdul Lewis having a fantastic year for the Newark Eastside Red Raiders.
Abdul Lewis actually the leading scorer on this team as well. You know, coming into this season, you know, he's a senior, you know, trying to be a leader, trying to set an example for the juniors on the team. And when you have somebody like Abdul Lewis on your team, you have to be confident down the stretch to give the ball in his hand.
Fouled on the way up. I'm not sure if that's 2 or 3 from the line. But going to the line regardless is Eric Santana. He will be shooting 3. His feet were behind the line. Looking at this roster for the Newark East Side, every single starter on their team is either a junior or a senior. Kevin, what does that do for the younger players on the team now knowing that they might have to just step into a starting role next year?
Well, I mean, you know, you get a chance to learn under the seniors. And also, since they do have a good amount of seniors and juniors on the team, you're not really losing as much as you think you would be losing as opposed to a team that has a whole bunch of seniors and have to play together. This team has a lot of chemistry playing with each other since they do balance out their minutes a lot. Hudson Catholic, on the other hand, you know, they have a balanced attack of freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors. So you think that Northeast Eastside has more experienced players, even though they did lose to this Hudson Catholic team. I think Northeastern pulls out this win today.
Newark Eastside winning the Jingle Bell Tournament. The last time these two teams faced off, they got the win in the tournament semifinal before going on and winning 15 before their first loss on February 6th and 2 after, as that shot is well off the mark, might have been tipped on the way up, and Hudson will bring it back. Driving all the way down the lane and splitting a couple of defenders. Count the basket. That is Adam Trayor.
Adam Traore, like I said, man, he actually came off the bench in that last game, and now you see him starting. So you see that his coach giving him some confidence and putting some confidence in this player now by giving him a starting role in this game. And he's proving to prove his coach right by doing that, by having a quick 4 points, trying to add his 5th point at the line right now.
Adam Traore, not really known as one of the top scorers on this team, but he does have over 100 points on the season. He's off to a fantastic start today.
Fantastic start, and I think that if he keeps playing at the level he's playing now, he will be one of the stars next year with this team.
To the wing with it, kicking it back around to the other side. Abdul Lewis has it. He'll drive to the lane and put it hard off the glass. Offensive board, put up and in. A second chance points for Taj Price, and it's a 9-7 game.
Taj Price, no, he's not known for his scoring, but he does what he can. You know, he does exactly what he getting offensive rebounds and getting putbacks. That's where most of his points comes from, and he did a good job of expecting where the ball was that time.
Going up and getting fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. That's Nasir Barino. And a couple of coaches, indoor fans from behind the Newark East Side benches are screaming, "Wake up." That's a couple of offensive rebounds leading to a few free throw chances for Hudson Catholic.
That should have not happened. If you look at how small some of these defenders are, or point guards are for Hudson Catholic, and how big these Northeastern defenders are, and you think, why are they getting these offensive rebounds? So they're right when they say wake up, because if they have that happen in the 3rd and 4th quarter, they're going to have a second loss to their record.
Nasir Barino, the team leader in free throw shooting, coming in at over 80%, a fabulous mark that we don't see with many Kane players here. That's one of the many struggles for the Kane team.
That's right. Maybe we see Ralph Korinsky at this game today and scouting some of these players, because next year our Kane team is going to be down a lot of big men and also point guards for the next stretch, couple stretches.
A lot of seniors on the Cougars team taking it to the lane and putting up a tough layup. That one's well off the mark. That was Jamar Gilbert. Offensive board grabbed, and a foul will be called. Newark East Side will retain possession down low.
I actually had a privilege of going to school around North East Side, and I saw a couple of their games, and they have been a good team for a while, even when I was in high school.
2-on-1 transition basket. J.R. Lynch with his 4th point of the game. A nice move there by Nasir Barino. No-look pass. Gave him an easy layup.
You talk about Nasir Barino and what he's done for this team. 14.1 points, 3 assists, averaging about 3 rebounds right now. So he is the scorer, but he can dish it when he feels like it.
Turnaround baseline jumper knocked down by Abdul Lewis, the team leader in points. On the wing with it right now is J.R. Lynch, and he'll slow things down. They hold a 4-point lead, just over 2 minutes left in the first quarter of the second game of the Metro Classic here Sunday at Hardwood Arena. Ball swung to the other side, turnaround shot. That one's off the mark, but getting fouled from behind by Jamar Gilbert is Nasir Barino. He'll go back to the line.
Nasir Barino, both scoring leaders on the team, are actually scoring really good for their teams right now. You know, it's going back and forth, and rightfully so. You would think both of the scoring leaders would contribute and actually set the tempo of this game.
Newark East Side on the season away from their home court is 11-1. Hudson Catholic 11-2. Both losses coming on neutral court. One of them to Newark East Side. 4 fouls for the Newark East Side Red Raiders already. The fouls count towards half. It's not the NBA where they count towards quarters. And it's a 6-point lead for Hudson Catholic here, as Newark East Side will try and cut into it in the last 2 minutes of the first quarter. Top of the key with it. Looking down low, Taj Price has his man spinning to the basket off the glass, and the tip goes in. That's Taj Price, who came all the way in to get his own rebound. Cut to the middle, nice hop step air ball thrown up on the layup, and Newark Eastside will pick it up.
If I was the Raiders, I would just keep putting the ball inside. Just keep giving it to Lewis. He's just so big and strong down low. You would just went in, just give him the ball, give him an ISO, and let him go to work. Especially with some of these smaller defenders that he's dealing with. You would think that he would be the high scorer in your team.
Saw that the last game, the earlier game today, a couple players on both teams really exploiting the offense.
Exactly. And as you look at these schedules for the teams and what they have done, Hudson Catholic, they faced Hudson Catholic today. They beat a North Tech team who was pretty well. They beat a Montclair team, and then they lost to Seton Hall Prep, like you said, on the 3rd of February. So they only lost by 2 points to Seton Hall Prep. So you would think that it was a miscommunication. They didn't do some of their game planning. So let's see if they can get back on track again and beat this team and widen their lead against Seton Hall Prep.
35 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Both of these teams well known nationally in the top 550. A lot of games played out of state for these two high school teams, which is very unusual for most high school teams. But if you have national talent, that's worth knowing for, especially for Division I college. You'll find it more often. With it here is Abdul Lewis, who'll kick it out. Swung back to the top of the key. Lewis, one-on-one, steps back for the three, contested off the mark. And at the end of the first quarter, Hudson Catholic will hold the 2-point lead over the number 1 team in New Jersey, the Newark Eastside Red Raiders. We will be right back after a quick timeout with the second quarter.
Offering everything you could want from college, including a life. Kean University.
And back here with the second quarter. Right now the leading scorers for the Hudson Catholic team that is up by 2 is Nasir Barino, Adam Trayor, and Marshall James. Excuse me, not Marshall James, J.R. Lynch with 5, 4, and 4, adding up to 13 of the 15 points. They have the ball here, cutting to the basket. Seeing his first few minutes is Saifi Sabur, averaging 8.5 points a game, 4.5 rebounds. Newark will get their first possession now, down by 2, trying to cut into the lead.
I didn't really see anything worth noticing in that game. In the first quarter, actually, both teams are just trying to get edge on each other. I think both teams are just trying to test it, feel each other out, and see what works.
And a block will be called down low on the overhead pass to Abdul Lewis. And that'll be the Hudson Catholic Hawks 14th foul with 7:11 left. We might see a little bit of a bonus coming up soon for both of these teams.
Yeah, both teams are okay right now with the foul trouble, but you saw, especially when I right up on that game, both teams got into foul trouble.
Three-pointer from the wing, knocked down for Akbar Hoffman. And it's the first lead for the Red Raiders of Newark Eastside High School for a few minutes now. Going back to the first quarter.
Back and forth this game is going. And I think we both know this game is going to probably come down to the wire again.
Both of these schools within a half an hour of Hardwood Arena here at Kean University. So many of the fans have made the trip here. Driving to the lane with the hand. That's off the mark, and a foul will be called. It'll be Hudson Catholic ball.
Looked like a push there, or too much of a push there, and Hudson Catholic is going to get called for that.
That's Jabril Ahmad's first foul of the game, the fifth on Newark Catholic. Excuse me, not Newark Catholic, Eastside High School. Getting the schools confused. Pass down low and a holding foul will be called. 3 seconds called. Down low on Sammy Friday, the junior 6'8" center. That's a big man, the tallest on the team.
And you just look at high school basketball a couple years back and look at it now and how big and advanced these players are before they even get into college, and you just wonder, and it just wows you to see that basketball has gotten where it has been, you know.
With it at the top of the key, Jamar Gilbert trying to drive in, and a foul will be called for a hold on J.R. Lynch. That's his second. J.R. Lynch with 5 points today, the team leader. Newark being led right now by Akbar Hoffman with 6. Unlike the first game, every single person on this Newark Eastside team that's on the floor right now has at least 1 point, as that shot is thrown up and an air ball, but an offensive foul will be called when driving in for the rebound.
A lot of offensive fouls called today, you know. And like you said, they're going to be close to a bonus soon. And you got about 7 minutes left. You would think you want to stay out of that foul trouble.
Safety Saber getting knocked down hard there, drawing the foul. And nearly picked away and now taken almost in the backcourt by Jamar Gilbert. And just barely getting across underneath the 10-second line was Khalif Crawford, seeing his first few minutes. He has it back and tries driving to the lane, and a foul will be called on Jabril Ahmad for reaching in.
Jabril Ahmad right there, gotten a little bit too handsy there, and tried to reach for the ball while Crawford was going in and just kind of smacked his hand. And now his team is in a bonus now because of that.
Khalil Crawford, the freshman guard, 74 points on the year, 26 rebounds, 28 assists, 12 steals, 2 blocks, you name it, he's done it. A great freshman year for Khalif Crawford.
And that's great signs, especially on a team like this. You know, you play at an 18-2 record, you play a lot of great teams. You're going to travel and you're going to get a lot of experience. So that just makes you think, if he does stay at Hudson Catholic till his senior year, he's gonna be a great player, especially a go-to guy.
There's a few players in the state of New Jersey who play basketball here in their senior or junior year, who you can likely make the argument for of, you know, not being necessarily a LeBron James right out of high school, but to play in the NBA right out of high school.
That's right. But luckily now, you know, to slim down how many people go to that draft, the NBA has put that rule that you have to go to college now, you know. And I think that actually changes the game a little bit. Why should you come out of high school and skip college and go straight to the NBA? I mean, you of course, you have a couple prodigies like a LeBron or maybe a J.R. Smith, but to say that you can come right out of high school and beat out everybody who's worked hard to go to a D1 school and try to do the same thing you're doing, it's just kind of baffling. So I kind of agree with them doing 1 year in college. Get the experience. Go away. Travel.
We got a substitution coming in. No, we do not. Newark Eastside will bring it back up, down by 1. 4.5 left here in the second quarter. With it in the corner, Abdul Lewis. Jabril Ahmad will slow things down. And he's going to try and take it, dishing it off back to Lewis, who brings it back to the wing, putting a few moves on. And stepping back on the baseline, throws up the wild air ball. And a jump ball will be called. That ball bounced up wildly, and it looked like it hit Eric Santana in the face.
It did. Trying to make a play on that ball, and it kind of hit Eric Santana in the face there, but that's kind of Lewis's fault. He's just kind of chucking up shots right now, and I feel like he's kind of jockeying. And I do agree with him getting the ball, but when you have 2 defenders on you, it's time to pass.
The wing 3 tried, and well off the mark. That was Jabril Ahmad. Grabbed and running with it is Hudson Catholic, and laying it up on the fast break is their guard, Nasir Barino. Barino with his 6th point of the day, and it's a 3-point lead for Hudson Catholic.
Barino off to a good start in this first half. 6 points so far, being the leading scorer. And especially in a big game like this, you're going to want people, your top scorers to score.
Ball turned over on a wild pass, looking ahead to Sammy Frade. It's a 2-on-1, and the underhand layup put up and in. That is Adam Traore. A 5-point lead for Hudson Catholic, the largest of the game for either team, and 3:15 remaining in the second quarter. We will be right back after a quick timeout on the floor.